Hey, what's up and welcome back. In this video we're going to have a little look at the plank, how to do the plank properly and how to progress and make the plank a little bit more demanding. Okay, so first things first, we want to look at how do we do the plank properly. If you're a complete beginner, you might find that you're just doing a plank on your knees to elbows. Okay, so what that plank might look like, we want to be down on both elbows, elbow beneath the shoulder, hands out in front. And then I just want, so I don't want my butt up in the air, but I also don't want my hips dropping. So I want to find myself in a position where I can squeeze my glutes and I should feel my abdominal muscles working. So I should feel like I'm trying to tense and squeeze and brace. What we call this is bracing, where we're tensing the muscles, okay? The next we go into is just our basic plank, so full standard plank. So to make sure we're doing this properly, I want us to actually think about trying to tense and imagine that if someone came and pushed you, you wouldn't move, okay? So instead of just relaxing in the position, we want to feel like we're bracing, we're creating a nice compact body position. So I want elbows in front, legs out, legs together, core tight. And then I can almost dig my elbows backwards and push my feet forwards as I try and create a nice compact body position. Okay, so even in that basic plank, if I'm driving and tensing and building that compact body, I'm going to feel like I'm working a lot more than if I just rest. What we really want to avoid in there is making sure that we're just being lazy and our lower back's dropping. Okay, so I want to feel nice and strong and tight in that position. So once we've done the basic plank there on our elbows, then we can just start looking at adding in some variations with that. So we might start off with just a one leg wrap over, okay? So what we're going to do is take one leg over the top of the other, try and squeeze the legs together. It's going to get a little bit of tension through the lower body and feel that tightness. Okay? So if I'm in here, come together, wrap over the top, push the legs together. I'm going to get more, the glutes fired up more and a little bit more tension in there. Okay, then I might switch. And again, I'm just pushing them legs together so that we're going to get a little bit more work all round with one leg over the top. Okay, then we can look at maybe looking into some walkouts. Okay, so elbow plank walkout, core tight, walk the feet away, making sure we don't drop. Okay, so that's a little bit more demanding now because the further we walk the feet away and back, the more that we're going to get that sensation we want to drop down, and we've got to keep our tightness, okay? The next variation we might look at is a leg lift, okay? Again, this one's going to create a little bit of instability. So we want to try and keep that glutes and everything nice and tight so that one leg the other hip doesn't rotate and drop down. So on this one we come in, nice and strong, lift off, squeeze into the glute, back down. Lift off, squeeze into the glute, back down. Okay, so there we're getting that squeeze, we're tightening, we're not rotating, making sure lower back doesn't drop down to the floor. Okay, the next one that we might look at is we could weight it. So I could add some weight to my back if you're by yourself. Okay, so if you're getting real comfortable in there, one thing you can do, take a weight plate. If you're struggling by yourself, get a partner to do it. Pop that on the back. Okay, then it's just turning into a resisted plank. So we've got a little bit of weight on top now. Okay, again, not letting that drop down. And then we just slide it if we want it to come off. Another variation that we might look at on the elbows is just working into some twist, hip to hip, side to side. So what that would look like is setting up, core tight, let the hips drop to one side, pull back to the middle. Let the hips drop, pull back to the middle. Okay, so now we're starting to get a little bit more oblique and lateral sling activation in there. So then we can look at all of those variations we've just done, but we can do all of them from a full arm position instead of elbows. Okay, some of them is going to make it quite a lot more demanding. So first we've just got our standard hold. So legs together, core tight. So again, I'm squeezing, keeping strong. Okay, then we got our leg wrap over, so pushing them legs together, coming in. Okay, or into here. Okay, then we might go into our walkouts. So this one we can make really challenging because we got more range now. So this one's quite tough. Coming into there. If you want, you can try and get all the way out. So that's quite a tough one. If you've got hands or if you've got sliders, you can work on sliding the feet away and then trying to slide them back in. Okay. Then we've also got a leg lifts. So core tight. Then also we can obviously do our weighted one. One other progression we didn't look at as well was alternate arm and leg. So this again is a really challenging one. We're trying to create that instability. So for this one, firstly if we did it on the elbows, so it's going to look like okay, so quite a tough one. There's a lot of rotation that we're trying to make sure. So make sure you can do it properly or make sure you've got a good gauge on it. Also, we can try and do that from arms extended. Again, a little bit harder. So I might come into this position, core tight. Okay, and what you'll also feel on that one, so feel it out. If we're doing it slow and controlled, we're probably going to get a lot more from it than just trying to rush the exercise. Also, when you're doing that, for example, a bit more advanced, you might feel if you've got any weakness left or right, if you feel like one side's a lot easier to do it than the other side, okay? So that's that's the plank, some good variations, progressions, regressions. We got, obviously, you can do the weighted ones as well. Have a go at some of them. Let me know how you find them. Make sure to subscribe to the channel if you found this useful.